Howdy everypony, Lil Neverona here. Just got the chapter 16, or episode 16 finally uploaded. Took a few tries to get it to work properly, because I'm using a new program, because remember how I started to get everything fixed? Yeah, when I started actually making the episode, I didn't get anything fixed. Downloaded two other programs, neither of which worked, and my frustration, well, actually, amidst the frustration, I finally found a program that does work. And took a few tries, so I was super worried about that, but 16 is uploaded, and now we're starting part 17, chapter 10. Chapter 10, Fade to Black. Dear Applejack, Big Macintosh, and Granny Smith, if you are wondering where Apple Bloom has vanished to, don't worry. She's with me in Canterlot. Apparently, she decided to stow away on my last trip to Ponyville when I came to pick up some essentials. Unfortunately, Canterlot Castle can't spare any chariots, and since transit is closed until further notice, I have no means of sending her home. With your permission, I've decided to keep an eye on her for a while I'm staying at the castle. Perhaps letting her see more of Equestria will be good for her. I'll send her back as soon as I can, but for now, she's in good hooves. Sincerely yours, Rarity. After reading Rarity's letter for the 6th time, Applejack got over her anger to some degree. At least she wasn't just wandering around. If she was with Rarity, it was kind of fine. Besides, right now she needed to brace herself for the latest trip to the library. For the past week, things have been really strange for Applejack. Unfortunately, she and Rainbow Dash weren't talking, but Applejack understood. Dash was the element of loyalty, and it did seem like they were betraying Twilight a bit. Hopefully this would all blow over and they'd be able to release Twilight soon. But every time Applejack thought that, she also began to remember when she confronted Twilight. She was really gonna... Applejack was at the front door of the library. Ever since that first day where they chained Twilight, the atmosphere had gotten really dark. It began to weigh Applejack down, so she hadn't been as happy as she usually was. Twilight hadn't really been talkative either. Some days all she did was sleep. But when she was awake, she gave Applejack really dark looks all the time. When they did have conversations, Applejack did most of the talking, but it almost seemed like Twilight wanted to talk to her. Didn't want to talk to her. That was fine in Applejack's case. Truth was, it wasn't as fun talking to Twilight these days. Owlicious was a better conversation, and that was saying a lot. Good morning, Owlicious. Who? It's Applejack. Who? You know, Twilight's friend? Who? The one who runs Apple Farm, remember? Who? Ugh. Sorry about that. I kind of forgot that who's the only noise you can make. You probably enjoy that, don't you? Very funny, Owlicious. Smart as you are, you're a little prankster, aren't you? Who? Is that a twinkle in your eyes? You're not going to believe it, but my sister ran off to Canterlot. Who? I don't know. She's always been a little headstrong, but running away from home seems a bit much. Ah, well, think it's just a phase? Who? I guess you wouldn't know. Anyway, how about I get you fed, huh? Hey, that's funny. Why is the box open? I thought I was new. I thought this was a new bag. Huh, did I get that the other day? Well, I'll just put this in your dish and... Hey, why is there food in your dish already? Oh, I bet Fluttershy fed you. Could have told me that. Who? That's... What the... Where's our picture? Our family picture? That's a little strange. Owlicious, why are there ashes on the floor? Did any pony come in here last night and mess with the pictures? Everything seems a lot neater. Who was here? Owlicious, I'm checking the basement. Twilight. Hello, Applejack. Twilight? Surprised to see me? A little. I thought you were still chained? Locked up? Oh no, Applejack. I got out of there last night. Last night? Oh yes, it was uncomfortable down there. I missed my bed, along with regular showers. I took about 3 of them before I went to bed, and 2 more this morning. uh, Something funny, Applejack? No, nothing at all. So, Twilight, I'm guessing you're the one who fed Owlicious? That's right. You took good care of him. Oh, thanks. So, y'all did some... Cut the bullshit, Applejack. Excuse me? We all know what you're trying to ask. You want to know how I got free, right? How in the world did you escape, Twilight? I chained you up so well you shouldn't have been able to escape. Right? When you put it that way, those chains weren't a match for me, Applejack. After I built up enough strength, I was able to break free. Nothing will ever keep me bound again. But Twilight, I thought... Don't talk! I don't care what happened a week ago, Applejack. All that matters to me in this moment is right here, right now. Today is the day I finally get to put my plans into motion. Something I've wanted for a long time, and I need you to help me with that. Really? I need you to disappear. What? Goodbye, Applejack. Forever. That moment, Twilight shoved Applejack down the steps. She fell all the way down to the basement, heard a slam when she hit the bottom. Applejack weakly looked up and saw the door was closed. Before she could even think about getting up, she closed her eyes and wept for the friend that she had lost. Twilight, I know was gone. Fine. I see how it is. A week after it happened, Pinkie Pie still refused to leave the house. Things were just too upsetting right now, and if she saw any pony, then she'd feel compelled to throw a party for someone. She had to have missed a birthday or two, but she just didn't have it in her right now. Dashy would be here soon. She promised to be around 10 to hang out. Thing was, Rainbow Dash made a promise to her friend, and when that happens, she kept it, no matter what. That was true loyalty. That was Rainbow Dash. She loved Rainbow Dash so much. Thinking about Rainbow Dash made Pinkie Pie get all happy again. She hopped around the room, thinking about what a wonderful time they had together all the time. She stopped next to the dresser and saw a picture of her and Dash together, laughing and playing. She couldn't help but giggle about her best friend. She picked up the picture and fell into the bed, hugging it. Oh, Dashy, I'm so glad I have you at least. You are the reason I have a smile in my eyes. Hello? Pinkie Pie heard a knock on the door. It was either Mr. and Mrs. Cake, or it was Rainbow Dash. Bet it was Dash. Pinkie Pie put the picture on her bedstand and rushed to get the door. But when she opened the door, her mind went blank. It wasn't the cakes. And it wasn't Rainbow Dash. This was the worst! I promised Pinkie Pie to be there at 10, but I was already 10 minutes past that and late! Being late was the worst thing for me. Being late is the worst thing for me, mostly because, well, I'm Rainbow Dash, fastest Pegasus in Equestria. Period. To be late for Pinkie Pie? It's unacceptable, Dash thought, as she zoomed to Sugar Cube Corner. She stopped when she saw who it was she passed. It was Fluttershy, sitting on a cloud above Sweet Apple Acres. Only she wasn't looking down the fields. In fact, she was looking upset. Pinkie's waiting for me, and Fluttershy looks like she needs a friend. Rainbow Dash groaned before flying to Fluttershy. Hey, Fluttershy, what's wrong? It's nothing, Rainbow Dash. Absolutely nothing. And she was crying now. Celestia, why now? Why couldn't you do the element of loyalty belong to some pony else? Some pony not in a hurry right now? Fluttershy. Come on, talk to me. I said it was nothing. Yeah, next time try saying that without the tears and I might believe you. Seriously, I've got time. Sort of. Okay, I'm actually in a hurry, but you can't expect me to rush off with my childhood friends in tears, can you? Oh, Rainbow Dash. Thank you. So what's up? I Made a fool of myself in front of Big Macintosh. You'll never want to talk to me again. What? No, I'm sure Macintosh will talk to you. No, he won't. He's afraid of me. Afraid of you? Nonsense. Not even a fly's afraid of you. Rainbow Dash thought. Literally. Once she saw Fluttershy let a fly out of her window. You don't understand. I was horrible. Don't even remember what I was doing, but I think I forced myself on him. That's ridiculous. You wouldn't... Rainbow Dash, I'm serious. I was on top of him, and we were kissing, but he pushed me away. I tried to... Fluttershy was known for being super unrealistically sensitive about things, but this seemed really serious. I'm sorry, guys. Still sick. In fact, she seemed traumatized. But why? If her description is anything to go by, she came on to Big Mac, not the other way around. Excuse me, but I'm kind of confused here. Did you say you raped him? Well, tried to rape him at least? That Rainbow Dash asked, ever the diplomat. That's not me. I'm not like that. Not like what? He was the monster. I'm not like him. I'm not! She screamed and flew off. What's him? Rainbow Dash thought as Fluttershy ran off. Fluttershy, what are you... But Dash was cut off by a scream. How'd she hear it? Was it in her head? No, Fluttershy had stopped, too. She had turned to look in the direction where the sound had come from. All of a sudden, Dash recognized the scream, and her heart fell into her stomach. Pinkie Pie! I'm sorry, that was Pinkie! Oh, that's a bit better. She shouted, instantly flying off. Apparently, Fluttershy flew after her, because when she reached Sugar Cube Corner, Fluttershy was already there. The door was open, so Dash let herself in. Inside was a mess. It looked like a fight went on in here. It's this part. I think it's too late for a spoiler warning, but, spoiler alert, this following scene is, graphic and not appropriate for younger audiences. Thank you. Oh, this is bad. That was a bad time to say that. Anyway. What in the world? Rainbow Dash, listen. Rainbow Dash stopped and closed her eyes to listen. She heard a soft sound. It was a terrified Pinkie Pie crying. Dash was about to barge into the room, but Fluttershy grabbed her tail, stopping her. Fluttershy! Fluttershy shushed her. She slowly began to walk up the stairs. Once Rainbow Dash understood what Fluttershy was doing, she followed in the same manner. When they reached the room, they saw the door was closed, but they could hear Pinkie Pie inside. Please stop! Why are you doing this to me? Stop it! Rainbow Dash was getting more and more upset. Someone was hurting Pinkie Pie, and she was gonna make them pay. She looked at Fluttershy, who wiped her eyes again, still crying a bit apparently, and nodded. Rainbow did a 1, 2, 3, and they both kicked down the door, barging in. Let her go right now, you! They saw Pinkie Pie, her forelegs and back legs tied to a bed, crying and struggling to get free. They also saw her captor lying on top of her in a dominating manner. It was Twilight. Oh, Rainbow Dash, glad you could come. Twilight said evilly as she straddled Pinkie Pie. I got her all ready for you. What was all Rainbow Dash could force out. How did you... Fluttershy began, but Twilight jumped off Pinkie Pie and walked towards them. Simple, I broke out. Let me tell you, it wasn't easy. I had to build up a lot of magical power before I could break those locks. But let's get back to Rainbow Dash here. Twilight said, turning over to Rainbow Dash. She couldn't take her eyes off Pinkie Pie. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to go over there and... She whispered into the ear, words Rainbow Dash would never forget. You want me to... What? No way. What I'm going to do is go over there and untie her. Then I'm going to knock some sense into you. I don't think you want to do that, element of loyalty, Twilight said at the same time Fluttershy squealed. Rainbow Dash looked around and saw the black chains came off the ground and wrapped themselves around Fluttershy and were holding her to the floor. At the same time, Twilight had a knife magically hovering above Fluttershy. It was now very clear Twilight was different. Her eyes were glowing red, and indeed even her magical aura was red, unlike her usual purple. No! Rainbow Dash shouted. You have 20 seconds to start, or I'll kill Fluttershy right now. You don't want Fluttershy to die, do you? You wouldn't dare! Really? Twilight set the knife next to Fluttershy's side, actually drew blood, making Fluttershy whimper in pain and fear. Stop it! Stop it! You have 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7... As she counted down, Rainbow Dash met eyes with Pinkie. She looked even more terrified now. Dash hated this so much, but she hated what she was about to do even more. She trotted over to Pinkie Pie, got on the bed lying on top of her, get close to her ear. I am so sorry about this, she whispered as they both cried. But she'll kill Fluttershy if I don't. And then she began the horrible deed, feeling herself die more and more on the inside as she heard Pinkie Pie's whimpers of sadness and fear. Fluttershy couldn't keep looking. She closed her eyes and turned away, wishing that her forelegs and front hooves were free so she could cover her ears as well. Why are you doing this? We're your friends. Wrong! You chained me up in the basement. But you told us to! But you showed no hesitation. Just like Rarity and Applejack. Those two. They just walked away. You left me in that room by myself to try and save the princess. Don't worry. I already had my fun with you. Sadly, I didn't get to see it in person, but just knowing what you were doing to poor Macintosh was enough for me. Wait. That was... You did that! It was you! You made me... Sorry, Sugar Plum. All I did was push you in the right direction. You were the one who raped Macintosh. But why would I... I'm not... It's because you're twisted, that's why. You put on a facade of someone sweet, timid, and caring, but inside you're just a naughty, dirty whore who only craves the demanding hold of a strong stallion. Just like it was 4 years ago. I saw it, you know, that day, 4 years ago. You left your house at night. No, no, no. And then he showed up, threw you to the ground, and... Stop it! Please stop! But the only thing was, you weren't just scared. You just weren't scared. In fact, you partially enjoyed it. A stallion forcing himself onto you, having his way with you. No, no, no! You were unable to do anything to stop him. Even right now. You wish it were you and Macintosh over there, not Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash. Fluttershy took a small peek, and for a split second she saw herself lying in the bed tied up, Macintosh on top of her. Her heart flooded. No, that is not me. It's all a lie. At that moment, someone jumped in and kicked Twilight to the ground. Instantly, the chains around Fluttershy disappeared, and the knife clattered to the ground. She looked up and saw Applejack run in. I'll take her. Rainbow Dash, get Fluttershy and Pinkie Pie out of here and meet up with me. Dash nodded and began untying the ropes around Pinkie Pie while Applejack jumped on top of Twilight, and the two mares began fighting violently. Fluttershy, help me! It took a second to register what happened, but Fluttershy was able to get up and help Rainbow Dash untie Pinkie Pie. After she was free, Fluttershy took one last look at the two mares fighting. This isn't right, Fluttershy sobbed before running out of Sugar Cube Corner. This is the part where some music is supposed to start playing. I don't know the music, but here we go. Cue Heartful Cry, Persona 3 FES. I don't know. I don't know. Twilight pushed Applejack off her and stood up. So ironic. Not counting my strange moment with Pinkie Pie, you were the first one who reached out to me. Yeah, funny how things work out, ain't it? It started with us, and it's gonna end with us. Say goodbye, Applejack. Applejack and Twilight rushed at each other, and a furious fight began. For a few minutes they just wrestled in Pinkie's room. Eventually Applejack kicked Twilight out of the room and into the hall. As the pictures on the wall cracked, Twilight stood up, but Applejack jumped on top of her and grabbed her horn. It felt like she was trying to pull it off. Twilight got angry and kicked Applejack off of her. Then she pushed her down the side of the banister, making Applejack hit the floor hard. Applejack slowly tried to get up. As she did, she saw Twilight walking down the stairs, glaring at her. Applejack ran over to Twilight, and the mares continued to wrestle. Mr. and Mrs. Cake apparently came in the back way because the two mares heard a scream that caught their attention. They looked at the Cakes and saw their foals standing there in shock. "Get out of here! It ain't safe!" "Mr. and Mrs. Cake, so nice to see you again." "What's going on here? Why are you and Applejack?" "For the same reason I just might kill the two of you. Don't worry, though. I'll take good care of the kids." "Don't!" Pinkie Pie came, running out of apparently nowhere and jumping in front of the Cakes. "Please, Twilight, leave him alone." "Oh, so sweet. You want to defend your new family." Yeah, I'm trying a little bit of audio drama here. "Pinkie!" the Cakes cried out. "Get out of here, please," Applejack urged the Cakes. "Get out of Ponyville and don't look back for nothing. Go!" "Too bad you're merely an Earth pony. Sure, you're naturally stronger than I am, Pinkie, but who needs physical strength when you have magic?" "You know, I see you there. You're not that clever." "Why are you doing all this, Twilight?" Rainbow asked. "This isn't you." "Wrong again! This is the real me. I've never felt more alive in my entire life. Hurting your friends, threatening the lives of the Cakes. Is this really you? What's the point of any of this? Revenge? Not even. This is only the first part. You see, I'm nowhere near as strong as I need to be, and none of you are a match for me. I've broken all of you without even trying. The elements of harmony can't stop me. Wanna bet?" The elements of honesty, loyalty, and kindness all slowly began to power up. They shot beams of light at Twilight, but the beams stopped as if hit by a barrier. "First of all, you only have honesty, loyalty, and kindness. And second of all, how can you expect to beat me?" A light came down over Twilight, and the tiara of magic appeared on her head. "When the strongest element of all is in my possession." "No! She still has the element of magic?" "It's time. Get me out of here." All the doors and windows slammed shut at that instant. Rainbow Dash flew to a window and tried to open it, but it wouldn't budge. "What the hell? The door won't open either." "Goodbye, elements of harmony," Twilight said before disappearing out of the house. All of a sudden, Applejack smelled smoke. She looked around and saw a fire starting in the kitchen. Twilight had set Sugar Cube Corner on fire. "Fluttershy, help me with the door." The fire picked up, and the three friends gathered in a tight circle around Pinkie Pie. "This can't be happening. I don't want to die." "I can't believe it." "Why, Twilight? Why?" "That ain't our friend anymore. All that is a black shadow." Outside of Ponyville, Twilight watched Sugar Cube Corner burn to the ground. "You did a good job with the teleportation spell." "I had to use all of my powers to seal them inside." "Was that okay?" Trixie said, walking forward. "I mean, I don't like what they did to you, but did they have to die?" "They did. So does anyone else who stands in my way. It's time for me to put my plans into motion." "Your plans? What plans?" Trixie asked. "Plans for Ponyville, for all of Equestria. For that, though, I need soldiers. Once I've gotten better at necromancy, I can raise my soldiers from the dead, but until then I need ponies with like minds." Trixie watched as Twilight walked over to the two fillies and spoke to them. It looked like they knew her, because the unicorn actually went over and hugged her. What was she doing? A few minutes later, she trotted back to Trixie with the two fillies following her. Trixie, this is Sweetie Belle and Scootaloo. We're going on a little trip, and I was hoping you'd be willing to join us. Twilight. Twilight got real close to Trixie so she could speak in her ear. I need you, Trixie. A powerful queen needs someone equally as strong as her right hoof. Be my vassal, Trixie. Together we can rule all of Equestria. But I don't know if teach you everything I know. You'll be just as powerful as I am, if not stronger. That hit Trixie hard. Does this mean if she agreed to work with Twilight, she could become her disciple? But that meant Twilight said she could show us something really cool, Sweetie Belle said, and she might be coming with us. You look cool. Why don't you come with us? Scootaloo stated. Please. The two fillies didn't know what was really going on, did they? She could play a part in possibly ruining their lives. Did you want that? What's it going to be, Trixie? Are you with us or against us? And with that, Trixie made her choice. Apple Bloom had the worst feeling just now. She began walking all across Canterlot Castle, trying to ease the discomfort in her stomach, but that did nothing. She was just so restless. She passed by Spike and Rarity, Oh, I see. She passed by Spike and Rarity as they just left the princess's study. None of them looked happy. I'm guessing you haven't had much luck? None at all. Rarity, are you alright? Well, I just have this feeling. As if something really bad is about to happen, or it already did. You're not the only one. I couldn't even finish my frosted quartz this morning, and that's my favorite cereal. So y'all feel it too? And here I thought I could surprise all of you. I said a voice down the hall. They all turned and saw Twilight approaching them. Twilight! Rarity exclaimed, standing between Apple Bloom and Spike, and standing in front of Apple Bloom and Spike. That's not going to do you much good, Rarity, seeing as I didn't come here alone. Really? Who did you... She was instantly shot in the back by a blast of magic and fell to the ground. Rarity! Apple Bloom and Spike cried out. Don't move, a voice called out when the Apple Bloom recognized. She turned around and saw Trixie standing there. Trixie, why are you here? Isn't that obvious, fool? She's here to help me, Twilight said. What in the world is going on here? Rarity said, struggling to get up. Today is the day of my coronation ceremony. And congratulations, you three get a front row seat. Again with that bad laugh. Much better. Apple Bloom huddled next to Rarity, scared for all three of them. Mostly she was worried about her sister. Twilight way here. Where was... Alright, this is an experiment. If I can see if I can do a whole half an hour long video. If not, I'm going to have to break it up into chunks and it's just going to be awkward, but hoping a solid one will do. So, it's great talking to y'all. Have a good day, everybody.